Yeah, for just put it here.
It's okay, right? No PPT. You want to listen to me only for whatever time you want to listen to me. No PPT is okay. I'm almost dressed like you guys. Yeah. No tie shoes like the picture. Is good enough. Okay. Thank you for clapping for me. Because what happens generally once I'm done speaking, people don't clap for me. So good you're keeping for me right now. Because it becomes very boring and bakwas तो बाद में कोई करते नहीं है. But I want you to also clap for yourselves very hard. Clap for yourself, please. And I'll tell you why. When did you start this journey? 27 days back, I was told.
Yeah, last Monday.
21st July. 21st July is going to be the most important day in your life, because on 21st July you decided to do something very special for yourself. And the special thing is taking up MBA as a course and of course joining Narayana Business School. You do not know how important this is, because some of you are still in doubt. होता है ना दिमाग में, सही किया नहीं किया, शायद मेडिकल करना था, शायद मुझे नौकरी करके फिर करना था. अच्छा, हिंदी is okay everybody? Okay, alright. Sometimes I'll get into Hindi because English थोड़ा कमजोर है. You may be thinking that maybe I would have done a job. Maybe MBA is not good for me. Anyway, people are telling that, my job will be taken away by AI. Right? All of you may be confused at some point, even now after taking MBA. Hand in heart, maybe. I don't want you to be confused, because what you have done is the best decision you can ever take in your life. It is going to change your life. There are people who study medicine become doctors. People who study engineering become engineers. People who study law becomes lawyers. What would you become?
Managers.
What did you study? Management. Management is everything. So there is no specific. What is management? What do you study? Because when you study law, you have to read the books, legal books. You know how to do operating in surgery table. And if you're a doctor, what do you study? You study the most fascinating subject in the whole world, something that will take you years and years to learn. And this is the start. You study human resources, or in plain language, you study human beings. This is the most complex subject in the whole world. That's why I want to know that what you have chosen to do is the most beautiful and powerful thing. In science or maths, 2 plus 2 is always 4. It will never be 3.5, 4.8. A plus B whole square is always. ये सबको मालूम होता है. नहीं, nobody will forget that. चाहे science लेना है नहीं लेना हो. But when you put 2 people from here and 2 there in a room, the way they will react is not chemistry, it is really mystery. And that's fascinating about management, because it studies people. That's why 21st July is the best thing you have done in your life. Science will tell you. And there is one guy, young guy in your age, 350 years back, who made my life hell. He's from England. He took a good lunch and went to his garden and was taking a nap. What did he see? He saw the apple fall. And my life became hell, because I had to study Newton's laws. Oh my God. Anybody remembers Newton's laws? Okay, I don't. My dad wanted me to be getting to engineering, and thank God I ran away from that. 9th standard question. Why did the apple fall? This one everybody knows. Why? Gravity, right? This is the apple. I will not drop it. It's water. Imagine this is apple. Apple fell down because of gravity. That's a science answer. But it's a management and people answer. Imagine this is an apple. If I leave it, it will fall down. It will not go up or go sideways. Why? My question to you again. You are now management students, because from 21st July everything has changed. Why would this water bottle fall from my hand if I drop it?
Because it has reached saturation point.
You're getting there. Why would the bottle fall from my hand if I drop it? Say it loud. Because I let it go. If I don't let it go, gravity can do nothing about it. Would you agree? And that's, my dear friends, is management or dealing with people.
Lovely, I've never seen this lovely.
This is the real definition. Science will tell you that, it's because of gravity. But I'll tell you, yes, it is gravity. But first, I decide that I will let it go. नहीं तो gravity भी कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा इसका. You will agree with that? That's what dealing with people, because if somebody decides to change your mind or not change your mind, gravity cannot do anything. That's why you deal with complex things. My friends have become doctors, engineers. They kept telling me, oh, WhatsApp group रहता है दोस्तों में. More often than not, it's politics बात होती है. Rahul Gandhi, Modi, nothing good happens. But they keep telling me, you know what? I'm a surgeon. I operate on somebody's heart in the most integrate way. And I tell them, thank you, I know, appreciate what you do. But listen, when you operate, you put anesthesia. When we operate, the person is living. When as an engineer, and no disrespect others, they're all respectful jobs. I'm just saying the difference, how we see things differently. Engineer will change the machine of the car when the engine is switched off. We deal with people when they're running and they're live. That's management for you. That's why congratulations again for choosing management as a study. It is very, very complex. I hope you are getting to understand how difficult, or I don't say difficult, how complex, how interesting it is. You would like to this complex. Well, nobody wants things to be boring, right? So that's why what you do in human resources, when you deal with human resources, not everything can be done inside the room or just sitting next to it applying logic. Applying logic, method is science. Science also plays a part in management, but what we do outside is also very, very important. That's why management also is the only studies where what you do inside the classroom will be equally important as what you do outside. That's why a lot of activities will happen in the next 2 years, I'm sure, Avni ma'am, where you will actually do a lot of activities, assignment outside the classroom, because that's how you really learn. Management is not something you can open up a book and just learn. You practice doing it. And one more important thing that will happen. Everybody studies these courses, medicine, law, engineering, to get a job. Of course, and that's why you're doing it as well. Ultimately, you want to get a job. But everybody gets a job. What's the big deal in it? Even if I don't study, even as somebody who is uneducated does something, right? He or she has a job in India. What makes this special is that while others can just find a job, you can actually transform yourself. So 21st July 2025 and 21st July 2027, when you go out of this college, it will be two different people. You will be completely transformed from this day to day. That only happens in a management degree. That doesn't happen anywhere else. Everybody becomes job ready, you become life ready. So anybody who tells you, अरे AI आ जाएगा, ये आ जाएगा, मैं तो तुम लोगों को तो टेंशन नहीं है, बाकी टेंशन करे बाहर, right? कोई टेंशन नहीं है, because you are the ones who will adapt and move to a place where you even can't recognize yourself. मैं क्या थी या मैं क्या था, मैं कहाँ गया. That's what MBA will do you. Like you become almost like, say, from mom ka IKEA. My mom has IKEA phone. And you have seen IKEA phones. You're too young maybe to have you seen IKEA phones? Even now they have those non-smartphones. You're actually like an IKEA phone right now, and after 2 years you become like an iPhone, like an Apple 18 maybe. Now it is 16 is on. 17 now? 17 aa gaya bahar? Is going to be in? Okay, all right. So you become 18 maybe. Maybe you are like a Maruti Zen right now. You become, what is the most expensive car right now in India? You become a Rolls Royce. That's a transformation you will have. Forget about the degree. Degree to sabko mil jata hai na? Anyway, by next 2 years everybody gets a degree. You will be a transformed person. Now, our question is, are you ready for that or not? Do you just get a job? Or do you want to be something very, very different when you go out in the next 2 years? Which one? Different? And that's what this is a platform for you to do that, to really try new things and try experiment. That's what human resources come in, because what I'm going to share with you is something which is important for you. Most importantly, something that we look at people when we hire. Sometimes when you become managers of people, something you will look at that. Right? So I would say that we'll move away from science for a moment and stay with people and look at the transformation. You know, the first thing for a transformation to happen is to really know where you are right now and where do you want to go, isn't it? You're talking about a change. So for the change to happen, you must know right now where you are. If you don't know where you are right now, then how will you make that change? The first thing that I would like you to do to start with is to really discover yourself and become self-aware. Now you have heard about this a lot. What is this self-awareness, self-discovery? But it is so important that I cannot overemphasize the importance of that. It बहुत ज़रूरी है to really know who you are. ना आप मुझे पूछोगे सब मुझे तो पता है मैं कौन हूँ. अभी तो क्वेश्चन पूछे गए थे कि when I got selected in Narayana Business School, tell me something about yourself. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? Oh, you have not been asked. But hand in heart, how many of you are really truthful about that? Do you really know who you are? Or did you answer the question because you know if I the other question this way, I'll get hired? It's usually the other way around. I don't want to say who I am. I just want to say what the other person wants to hear. दोनों में बहुत फर्क है. ये जो want to hear करते करते प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है कि we are so engrossed in making people hear what they want to hear, they almost forget who we really are. And if this 2 years is very important for you to start a self-discovery. Imagine for a moment कि कोई आपको कोई judge नहीं कर रहा है, कोई rank नहीं कर रही, grade नहीं कर रहा है. Even then, in a closed room, dark room, do you really know who you are? अपने बारे में 10 सेंटेंस लिख लो. वो भी नहीं आएगा, वो भी आ जाएगा. I studied in this school, I am from Bhilai, I am from this world. We become so unaware of ourselves because we are so much catering to others. लोगों को बोलने के लिए हम लोग एक कुछ और बन जाते हैं. लेकिन ये जो 2 साल है, इसमें आपको एक क्वेश्चन तो आंसर करना पड़ेगा कि who am I? And by the way, this is the only question that ChatGPT cannot answer. है कि नहीं? There are other questions, I'll come to that. ChatGPT can answer every question. If you type in who am I, if you are slightly famous like me, I'm slightly famous. If you type Debashish in it'll give you something. But also suppose if I type it, ChatGPT, Gemini will say that, listen, my job is not tell you who you figure it out. That's what it says. Yeah. Google Gemini says that there is Gemini, there is Copilot, and there is of course ChatGPT. 3 tools. ChatGPT tells you takes up on LinkedIn profile and gives you who you are. Maybe you are a student of Narayana Business School, but that's not who you are. That's what you do. And others will tell you, I can't tell you who you are. You have to figure it out yourself. So this is the only question that ChatGPT will never be answered out. So somebody has to answer that. Who should be able to answer that question? It's yourself. And I can't tell you how fascinating this is, this powerful message, because it changed my life. If there is one thing that changed my life, it is this message. And I got this from the life of Shah Rukh Khan. Everybody knows Shah Rukh Khan? Yeah. Some fans maybe. I'm also a big fan because of many other reasons. But Shah Rukh Khan, basically he comes from Delhi. And he goes to Mumbai to make it big in the world of Bollywood. It is the biggest goal one can ever have. I mean, imagine making it a superstar of Bollywood. इससे बड़ा ड्रीम तो नहीं हो सकता. इससे क्या बड़ा ड्रीम होगा? हम पूछ रहे हैं आपका ड्रीम क्या है? एक कंपनी में नौकरी मिलना है 10 लाख का, राइट? ना बॉम्बे में जाके एक दिल्ली का बंदा सुपरस्टार बनना, इसका ड्रीम था उसका. वो चला गया. 2 साल, 2 years. The only thing he heard was no, no, and no. Imagine Shah Rukh Khan. हमारी तो औकात ही नहीं है उनके सामने। शाहरुख खान को 2 साल नो नो नो, ही नॉक्ड एट एवरी डोर, ही वेंट टू एवरी प्रोड्यूसर, एवरी डायरेक्टर। अभी उनके लाइन लगा रहता है शाहरुख खान के बाहर, अभी एट दैट टाइम every casting director, no, no, no. Thankfully for him, Shah Rukh Khan, sometimes we are rejected, but you are not told why you are rejected, right? HR का बहुत complaint आता है ऐसे. HR guys don't tell me why. Huh? You get this memes also. But Shah Rukh Khan was told on his face, this is the reason why you can't become big. He was told, beta, come here. You cannot dance like Mithun or Govinda. Those were big stars at that time. You may know some of them. You're not good looking like Jitendra or Rishi Kapoor. You don't have a presence and voice like Amitabh Bachchan. You don't have a body like Sunny Deol. Beta, ek cheez batao. You don't have good looks also. Because Shah Rukh Khan is not typically, it's not like Hrithik Roshan, right? Hrithik is Hrithik. Shah Rukh Khan is not Hrithik. So Shah Rukh Khan was told, beta, tum ek cheez batao. Ki, sir, I have this quality to become a big superstar, I will take you. The fact of the matter is that he could not tell a single quality because he was not good looking, he couldn't know how to dance, he didn't know how to have an action, he didn't know how to act properly, and he was told, get lost. Question is then, how did Shah Rukh Khan become Shah Rukh Khan? Now this Shah Rukh Khan asked this question to a group of students like you all, and obviously students said that, you know, obviously it is you are hardworking, you are dedicated, you are focused, you are so and so. He said yes, but everybody is like that. Whoever becomes big in life has to be focused, dedicated, successful, and hardworking, and so on and so forth. But why does everybody does not become Shah Rukh Khan? Do you know what is the answer? Fascinating. I changed my life. I'll tell you how he changed my life. His answer was that when I was going through a lot, everybody was telling me, you cannot be like Mithun, you cannot be like Govinda, you cannot be like Amitabh Bachchan, Rishi Kapoor, Sunny Deol, and so and so. I was going through a lot of negative self-talk. When you're depressed, you talk negative self-talk. Suddenly, one fine day, I realized, it suddenly clicked like a magic, saying that, yes, I cannot be like Mithun, Govinda, Jitendra, Dharmendra, but who can I be? Who can I be? Shah Rukh Khan said, one fine day, sitting quietly at a bench, suddenly struck me that I can become Shah Rukh Khan because Shah Rukh Khan does not exist, everybody else exists. और तब मुझे पता चल गया था कि जिंदगी में कुछ एक्टर बनूं ना बनूं, शाहरुख खान बनूंगा मैं. शाहरुख खान कैसा होगा मुझे पता नहीं. आई डोंट नो हाउ शाहरुख खान would look like, what he will do, but I will become Shahrukh Khan. He said that day my journey started, and here I am today. And if you think about it, Shahrukh Khan still doesn't have much of these, but he is unique because of that. What makes Shahrukh Khan unique is that, right? He's very different from others. That's why he is the biggest superstar of Indian cinema. You know, in our life, and this is something, I'm going to tell something very controversial, and just because a senior dude has come and telling you to agree with me, but listen to me once. All your life, you've been given a lot of advices. But the one common advice you have got is this: जिंदगी में कुछ भी करो, नंबर 1 बनना है. कोई भी कुछ भी कर लो, है कि नहीं? कुछ भी कर लो, नंबर 1 बनना है, अव्वल रहना है, क्लास में फर्स्ट आना है. मुझे लगता है बहुत बड़ा बकवास है ये. इससे ज़्यादा, इससे खराब करियर एडवाइस, ज़्यादा लाइफ एडवाइस हो नहीं सकती. This number 1, number 2 exists in the corporate world, maybe in schools and colleges only. In the outside world, I really don't know who is the best CEO in the world. Anybody knows? Best CEO? Anybody knows who is the best singer? Anybody knows who is the best sportsman? Anybody knows who is the most beautiful flower? Or mountain or ocean maybe? In nature, this numbering system does not work. It doesn't exist. But we have been told that you have to be number one. In number one ke chakkar mein, see, you have to be, if you have number one, somebody has to be number two, number three, number four. There is a ranking. You don't have to be number one. You just have to be you. You can become number one by the process of becoming you. I'll give an example, a simple example. You know, suppose your CGPA is 7.5 and the class topper is 9. You don't have to compare yourself with 9 or 7.5. All you have to do is that compare with yourself. So this semester I have got 7.5. Next semester I'll get 8. Let the topper guy get in 9.5. Your competition is only with whom? With yourself. You should also look at how can I get better. Not the scale should not be like others. The scale is only you. उसके जैसा बनना चाहती हो is the worst thing that can do to yourself. You can only get better than who you are today. Would you agree with me? So number one का रखना नहीं है target. ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. Right? And this is where all the problems come in. You know, today I come to a management college if I feel that if I get 8 LPA, 10 LPA, I am very happy. On the day of the placement, I get 10 LPA, I am beyond myself, very happy. I run to my hostel and talk to my friend. My friend gets 12 LPA. Suddenly I am the most miserable person in the whole world. अरे ये क्या हो गया? वो तो क्लास नहीं जाती थी. उसको 12, मुझे 10. When you get into the corporate world, somebody has got promoted, somebody has got a faster, more increment, somebody's bonus. These things won't work. It doesn't exist in real life. You should only compete with yourself. Don't get into a rat race. You know what a rat race is? Blindly running. Yeah? So when you win a rat race, what happens? You still remain a rat. A big rat. Maybe more fat, more rich rat, but you'll still become a rat. So don't get into the rat race. It changed my life because I appreciate the things that are spoken about me. But you know, I did not start my career in these big institutions. I actually was a small story short. So my story sometime later. But I was a waiter in a small hotel in a place called Vizag in Andhra Pradesh for 3 years. Not a part-time job, not a summer pocket money. I was a full-time waiter. And obviously when a waiter, well, you know, you kind of compare yourself with others and think about, well, my friend has become a teacher, my friend has become a doctor, and look at where I am. That's when I came across Shah Rukh Khan's story. And that's when I decided that I only have to be me. Let the WhatsApp groups talk about anything. Let them be happy. But I just want to be happy with what I am doing. I want to be better than myself. I want to be a better waiter than who I was yesterday. That changed my life because whatever I have done so far, it's a long journey. I don't think any waiter has become a CHRO of a large company. They can, but it is difficult. It's a long story. But I think that Shah Rukh Khan's example actually changed my life. I stopped comparing with my friends. I only lived my life. I wanted to become better who I am at my work. That's why it has become very, very important. If you have to be, and by the way, when you talk about human resources, HR, we actually look at that. The moment when I ask you in an interview, tell me something about yourself, and you tell something which is really not you, which is borrowed maybe from a trainer or from ChatGPT, we know it. Listen, if I'm bluffing, even you would know it. It doesn't require experience to that, because we human beings, we can connect like this. If I'm saying a fake sorry or fake thank you, you know that I'm faking. Similarly, when you're giving an interview and you're not being yourself, I know it. Just that I don't tell you because you're nice people. We don't tell you on the interview saying that, "Nah, bakwas yaar. Tell me the truth, be authentic." But we know you. The moment you're authentic, we hire you. As simple as that. Because my problem as an HR person is that if you are faking it if you're lying to me, when you join my company, you'll be lying to my customers. Because that's a habit, right? I can't tell you, just being authentic, you almost guarantee your job in that table. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, you know him? Mark Zuckerberg is building the finest lab in the whole universe. What he is going to do, I don't know. He's building a super intelligence lab. Now he had to hire 20 smartest people in the world. 20 smartest people. He just hired all 20 and started the lab last month. And these people came from other companies, of course, from Nvidia, from Google, from other companies, Facebook, sorry, not Facebook, Microsoft and all. So everybody asked Mark, you are hiring the 20 smartest minds in the world. Yeah. हमें भी पता हो कैसे hiring करते हैं. Because it is such an important project. He cannot go wrong with that. कि उसको fire करने के बाद में किसी और को ले लेंगे. So Mark said, listen, and I'm sitting next to that guy when I'm taking interview. I don't ask any questions. I just let the person talk. And the only question I ask myself, Mark asking himself, is that, do I want to work with this person? मैं उसके साथ काम करना चाहता हूँ कि नहीं चाहता हूँ? If the answer is yes, he hires. Answer is no, he doesn't. So the authenticity pays. But it comes from the place that you have to know about yourself. For me, you know, you have to answer 4 basic questions. ये चाहे लिख लो या दिमाग में रख लो. ये तुम्हारे next 2 years का homework है. It's tough. You have to first answer the question, what are my values? My personal values. Values are something which is very ingrained in you. It does not change because of anything. When I was young, we lived in a joint. Anybody lived in a joint family? Joint family में बड़े पापा का बहुत राज चलता है. Huh? So whatever he says, everybody has to agree to that. My bade papa was the most gentle, humble, polite, nice human beings I have known. And joint families can be a ruckus, can be chaotic. For somebody to maintain that balance is very important. So I asked my bade papa, Jethu is what you call Bengali. How do you keep your cool? My dad was a very short-tempered person. He used to shout at his brother, it's very, very, very restless. I asked Jethu, I just told him, okay, how do you keep your cool? People come and tell you, you're always calm and quiet. He says, beta, it is part of the family. Beta, you know the surname? We are Ghosh. It's a very common Bengali surname, like Mukherjee, Chatterjee, Ganguly. You know, the Ghosh stands for something. By the way, it is all false, huh? Is my Bade Papa's way of convincing me. You know, Ghosh stands for 5 letters. Gratitude, be grateful to what you have. H is for hard work. There's no substitute to it. O is for optimism. Things will go bad, things will go wrong, but it is always for the good. Stay optimistic. S is for simplicity, and H for humility. So I have to live that value. And although he was lying, he doesn't stand for anything, but it's his way of telling me, and that those values, I hope that people who are in touch with me, people who know me, hopefully believes I have those 5 values in me. It doesn't matter whether I become successful or not, those stays with you. The first question you have to is, what are your core values? Second question is, what are my strengths and weaknesses? Real ones, huh? Not what you say the HR guys to get a job. Because you at least have to know, what are my strengths and weaknesses? Yeah? Third question is, what is that one thing that makes me very happy in life? When I do that, I forget the test of time. I just lose track of myself. Nothing can distract me. No, nothing. I just go with the flow, and I just forget everything in life. It doesn't have to be books, anything. Third question. Fourth question, what in life I'm really scared and worried about? Yeah, what in life I'm most scared and worried about? Most of us would not be able to answer that question, but I sincerely hope that when you go in 2 years' time, you should be able to answer this question, because this is good for you. It will help you transform. It will also help you get that job. So 4 questions, you got it. What's the first question? Values. Second, strengths and weaknesses. Third, what make me very happy, and fourth one is what is make you have to write this and write in a way that nobody is judging you, nobody is looking at it, nobody is asking you, just for yourself. You can lock it in a cupboard if you want to, but just for you. I want you to write, do you know what it is? And that's the beginning of that. Of course, this self-reflection, you can also ask others. I think getting a feedback also is important. People who know you that well, not only people who are friends, critics as well. You can also ask them. But this is the fourth question that you must be able to answer, because that is when your journey starts of improvement from where you are today for where you are tomorrow. Can you all do that? Yeah, at least start with one question. It will change your life. If a waiter can become a CHRO, imagine where you can be from where you started. It is unbelievable what you can do with your life just by knowing who you are. It's unbelievable. Okay, that's the first thing you should do. Second thing, once you have done that, once you answer those questions and have done it, and you have heard this a lot, I would like you to build your personal branding. Of course, I think a lot of people have talked about it. You already know a little bit about it as well. But I'll give you a different perspective, maybe the same perspective, differently I'll tell you this. Because it is important, how do you do it? Personal branding is the branding of that individual. That is why I don't say Apple is a personal brand. Apple is a commercial brand. Personal branding is not something what I see really on my LinkedIn, because that is my job. I'm a CHRO, I'm the speaker. That is my job. This is personal. Personal branding is personal. Personal branding has to be based on who you are, your values. I have a homework for you again. And before I do that, you can take several classes on personal branding and attend so many lectures, but I love one definition that Jeff Bezos gives. You may have heard about it. You know Jeff Bezos? He is the founder, chairman of Amazon. Yeah. Before I get to the definition, I'll do a small thing with all of you. I'll call out some names of some individuals. These individuals you all know very, very well. When you hear the names, just give me some words that describes them, that tells something about them. One English word. And don't have to overthink, it comes naturally. Whatever comes to your mind, give me that word, okay? I'm going to give you the name of the person. The first person is Ratan Tata.
Kindness.
Trust, kindness, kind-hearted, humble, yeah, charity, somebody says charity and giving back or something. All these words come to your mind? Okay, all right. Stay with many more maybe that you may be thinking about. You can actually make a list of 5 to 10 maybe. Another one, MS Dhoni. Hardworking, cool. Captain Cool's favorite. Captain Cool is, I think, is the way he maintains his calm composure. He's that's why he's known. Last one, APJ Abdul Kalam. Leader, mentor. Sorry? Missile man, inspiration. Because see, there will be a lot of presidents came before and after him. Even though you may not remember the current president's name, okay, but you remember his name at all. Jeff Bezos says, and this is the ultimate definition of personal branding. Jeff Bezos says that personal branding is something which people talk about you when you are not in the room. All these people, Ratan Tata has built up a huge business. He died as a billionaire. None of you told us that he is a billionaire. He is rich. He is a businessman. That's what his LinkedIn says. But that is not his personal branding. There is a difference. Mahendra Singh Dhoni has led India to all the major tournaments. T20, Test Series, Champions Trophy and everything else. No, none of you told that, he is like he's the best captain or things like that. It is in the CV. Same thing with APJ Abdul Kalam. Nobody remembers what 15 president, remembering for his quote. That is personal branding. My homework to you is this: when you leave this college premises 2 years down the line, when people talk about you, what do you want to tell? What do you want them to tell about you, talk about you? That is your personal branding. It has to be cultivated. For these 2 years, it is very, very important. So first, and that's why personal branding has to be based on the values. Yeah, it is good that you are the topper in the class, but I don't think that's a personal branding. It's a very professional branding. How do they know you as a human being? Like the way we did that. This is important. You know, when I was, how it changed, a small story again, how my life changed, and because of somebody who's had a very different value in life. So obviously I was a waiter in this college, in this restaurant called Horizon in Hotel Dolphin in Visakhapatnam. And you know, in hotels, a lot of these big guys come, VIPs come, and really have to handle them with care. कुछ भी इधर उधर हो जाए तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. So there's one guest came one day. He came with this big group of his. He was called, his name is Riaz Aftab. Boss, my captain. Captain is the restaurant head, is called a captain. My captain said, Debashish, you will manage Riaz Aftab. कोई कंप्लेन नहीं आनी चाहिए. अगर आ गई तो तेरी तो गई नौकरी, मेरी भी गई. And obviously you are very conscious. You want to do your best. So I was told this guy will stay in three days. He will stay. 4th day he will check out. The guy will come on the breakfast, skip the lunch, go out and have dinner again. So first day breakfast and dinner, I was to be very, very conscious. Sir, do you need anything? Sir, little more dosa. Do you need chutney? Do you need sambar? Today, chefs has special uttapam for you. You know, South India, we have a lot of special delicacies. And this guy was not giving any vibes. He was very serious looking. He said, no, I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm fine. 2 days went like, I was not getting what is he up to. On the 3rd day of the morning, the day of the checkout, he called my captain. He called the captain, my boss, literally. He said, and he pointed at me, can I speak to this guy? He told, looking at me, can I speak to this guy? Now, captain understood there is something wrong. Yeah, captain said, sir, no, is something wrong? I'm the captain, I can take care of it. I said, no, I only want to speak to that guy. Captain comes to me, तूने क्या कर दिया यार ये? He is very upset. He wants to talk to you only. And I was like the worst moment of my life. He said, जाके बात कर ले. You know, this 10 steps to the table of Riyaz Aftab, it took me felt like 1 hour. I just hope that the world stops and now something happens, मुझे बात नहीं करना पड़े. It doesn't happen that way. I go up to him and he asks me, what is your name? And the moment somebody asks your name, that means you're gone. See, whenever you have a complaint, suppose you have a telecaller calling, you have an issue. What is your name? Because he will complain to his boss, no? If somebody asks your name as a in customer service, then you're gone. And before I could mutter, because I was new, he actually saw the name in my name tag and just adjust. Oh, Debashish. Okay. Then he asked, what do you do here, Debashish? And I was not expecting the question. Sir, I am the waiter. I wait here for 3 meals a day. Do you like what you do? In a very serious tone. And by the time I got the Shah Rukh Khan story. I said, yes sir, I really enjoy. I had no problem with this. Then he said something which changed my life. This is the reason why I am here today. Just one sentence, maybe 2. He said, beta, maybe you are enjoying what you do. But beta, and my English was very bad at that time. Abhi utna khas nahi hai. He said, beta, you are not born to be a waiter. तुम ये बनने के लिए पैदा नहीं हुए हो. तुम जिंदगी में क्या बनोगे मुझे पता नहीं, पर वेटर तो नहीं बन सकते हो तुम। ऊपर ना मेरा टीम बैठा हुआ है. सो दिस गाय वाज अ HR हेड ऑफ अ कंपनी एंड ही वाज इंटरव्यूइंग. He said, in the third floor, my team is sitting. We don't hire waiters from a eligibility, right? But you can go there. I'll talk to them, give the interview. If you clear, you can join. If you don't clear, it's okay. You do whatever you want to do. So I was relieved, thinking that okay, गाली तो नहीं पड़ी, नौकरी बच गई. Out of fun, I went. Fun also because at night he will come and say, did you go, not go? He'll be unhappy. I went and then I kind of got the job. And my life changed because it was different from then on. And you know, easily, and this lab was Riaz Aftab. So when Riaz and I joined his company, I didn't tell him, Riaz, अब तो मान लो आप मुझ में क्या देखे? You know, you want to feel good. What did you see in me that you identified something and what's so great? He said, no, I didn't see anything great in you. Of course I did. But you know, my job, so Riaz's personal value is that he was very, very helpful. So Riaz, the moment the word was spoken in the company, कुछ problem है, Riaz के पास चले जाओ. So his point is that I see somebody has some potential, I just helped you to get to my team and you have cracked it, no big deal here. So being helpful can change. When you are in the class, in a competition of CGPA, sometimes you're strong in, say suppose you're in finance and somebody has not done finance, you may look at the guy and say, अच्छा वो इसको नहीं आता, मेरे को आता है, I'll get more, he will get less. Then you don't have good personal value. Your job as a leader is to also help, right? If you're not starting to help right now, if you cannot pull your fellow student with you, when you're going to do that in your job, you can't do this. Don't take responsibility of yourself, also take of others as well. So these personal values can also change a lot. Okay, so not only change your life, it will change others. That's why your homework is that when I go in 2 years' time, how would my batchmates, my professors remember me? Just mention 3 words. Because you know the biggest strength of this group is this group. The biggest reason why people do MBA is networking, because in 10 years' time, you'll be big leaders of many companies, right? Suppose me and Avni ma'am studied in the same college, and I have a very bad reputation. I was somebody who was, maybe I was a topper in the class, but maybe I was rude, I was kamchor, indisciplined. And I called Avni ma'am, see, I saw a job opening in your company, and she's a big person. Can I come and join your company? She'll give some story. नहीं तेरे लिए ठीक नहीं है, salary कम है, because she doesn't want to work with me. But if she has a positive view of myself, even though there is no job, she will say, तू आजा देवशीष, देख लेंगे. Personal values are more strong that way. So take leverage or build your personal brand. And by the way, you know that you all have a personal brand already, right? I mean, people do talk about you when you're not in the room. Somebody back your home, your friends, you may not know about yourself. If I tell you, describe you in 3 words, you can't, but I bet your friend can describe you. And the point is that, do you want others to write your story, or do you want to write your story? Because story will be written, right? I would argue that you should never let others write your story, because after 2 years, 2027, somebody is writing your story. You will have a personal brand. I just want you to write your personal brand, not somebody else. So identify your values and write your personal brand. That's why Riaz, I'll never forget him. Today I'm standing in front of you because of his personal value. उससे कुछ मतलब नहीं कौन कहाँ पे है, उड़ा के हेल्प करता था वो. This is the important thing. So make sure you do that. The last point I want to mention is, of course, start with your knowing yourself. Knowing that, build your personal branding. And then use these 2 years as a playground to experiment with yourself. That's why the question of doing things outside the classroom as well. You know, the difference between somebody who's successful and not successful is fundamentally one. If you ask about many differences, जो कोई कुछ कर पाया नहीं कर पाया ना, एक ही difference है. Difference is that for people who are successful, they knew how to manage their failures and came out of that. As simple as that. You don't have to read any management book, leadership book. When you are born, whether you believe in the creation of God or evolution, all of us have potential. I think you should agree with. Maybe I don't have potential in everything, different than yours, but all of us got potential to make it big in whatever we choose to do. But why is it not everybody becomes successful? Potential सब में है ना, भगवान तो partially नहीं करता है ना. If you see the lives of people, you know, when I was growing up, there used to be a god of cricket. You know who was the god of, not Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar. You know, it is, I truly believed he was a god of cricket. Because see, no matter what religion you believe in, God has two characteristics. One is God can do anything. Would you agree? And number two, God is the only hope. तुम कुछ भी कहीं भी किताब खोल लो, अगर वो गॉड आइडल में है नहीं, में दो चीज़ तो कॉमन है, गॉड कैन डू एनीथिंग एंड गॉड इज द ओनली ऑफ. सचिन वाज लाइक दैट. सचिन आउट हो गया. सचिन अगर है तो एक बॉल में 7 भी हो सकता है, क्या पता, 9 बॉल में 6 मारते. सचिन अगर आउट हो गया 2 बॉल में 2 भी नहीं होगा. बकवास है, बंद करो. एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्वालिटीज, he scored 100 international hundreds. Don't get, this is one record never be broken because ये इंसान की बस की बात नहीं है ये. Whatever, कुछ लोग होते हैं ना, कुछ स्पेशल होते हैं. See, scoring that record is like running 50 Teslas at the same time. You cannot be a CEO of 50 companies at the same time, right? If Sachin was a CEO, he would have managed 50 companies at the same time and become successful. Sachin Tendulkar, वो God है. He failed in 6 innings before he scored a century. Imagine you're going for an interview, प्लेसमेंट चल रहा है, आज से 2 साल के बाद पहला कंपनी आया, रिजेक्शन, सेकेंड रिजेक्शन, थर्ड रिजेक्शन, थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम तो होगा. 4th तक कोई भी नहीं है कैंपस में, आप बैठे हुए हो. 5th तक what you will do, or most likely what we will do, is that leave everything and do something else in life. Sachin will not give up. Sachin will try for the 6th one and crack the next one. शाहरुख खान being the biggest ever, 2013 में उसका हिट मूवी आया था चेन्नई एक्सप्रेस. 2023, 10 साल के बाद he got his next hit पठान. 10 साल फेल कर सकते हो यहाँ पे? 10 साल, 1 महीना नहीं, 10 साल, 10 years. शाहरुख खान, कोई ऐरा कल के लग रहा है, शाहरुख खान has failed for 10 years. That's why he's Shah Rukh Khan. You know, there is a sportsman called Michael Jordan. You know, one reporter asked him, Michael, you are like the greatest sportsman ever, so many Olympic medals, so many championships. Which is the biggest thing that is closest to you? He said that you keep a track of my winning medals, I don't keep a track. I want to keep a track of the games I have lost, the mistakes I have made. While you make your CV for 2 pages, in the next 2 years, also make another CV, keep it to yourself, of your failures. And that CV has to be bigger than your CV of achievements. Because you cannot have a CV of achievements if you don't fail enough. And failure, by the way, won't happen to you if you're sitting quietly. The only person who hasn't failed is somebody who has not tried. If you don't do anything, guarantee you will not fail. But that is not an option, right? So if you have to invite the failures to you, embrace the failures, put yourself in a position where you fail, and then you learn from it. It won't come to you, which means that you have to be really, really uncomfortable. Now, I've seen students choosing, they don't do marketing because, I'm not good at sales, or I'm not an extroverted person. They're not choosing finance because I'm not good at maths. These are really easy choices when we fear failures. It's not really logical choice. I used to be a very shy, very introverted, not a good salesperson at all. That's why I think in my college life, I was the only guy without a girlfriend. Seriously, it can be miserable, you know. हाँ, I don't know about boys can identify maybe. सबका है, तुम्हारा नहीं है तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है. But obviously I improved, and when I obviously started working, I fell in love with this beautiful person, and it was very matured. I mean, I was working. It was not a college infatuation or crush or date. I was sure that I want to marry the person and settle down with this beautiful person, women in my life. Thankfully, the person also loved me back. So it was a common thing. तो वो सब हो गया था. But there's a tiny problem. Problem was that, like in Indian culture, she came from a very different culture, rituals, customs, and everything. Very different from mine. But आगे तो बात बढ़ाना है. So my girlfriend said that, listen, my dad is coming. 1 week later, you have to come and meet my dad and ask for my hand. That, my dear friends, is the biggest sales job you can do. Would you agree? And the biggest interview. लड़की पट जाती है, डैड को पटाना है. Girls can understand. Dads खुश नहीं होता. I have a girl, 20 years, I won't be happy. Whoever she gets, it's very difficult. But अपना सर भी बहुत confident है. My girlfriend told me, listen, do you want me to prepare for the interview? I said, no, I've got it. I am prepared. So day arrives, I go to the house, and gentleman sitting in, the girl's father sitting in front of me, and very respectfully, not like a Amrish Puri gun, like ऐसा नहीं होता real life में. He said, beta, give me one reason why I should marry my daughter to you. Good question. But sir भी बहुत तैयार होके कहते. I said, uncle, with all due respect, I'll give you 3 reasons. Confidence देखो. And reasons were damn good. The girls would agree. Shall I give you the reasons?
Yeah.
Maybe the boys will help you. यहाँ पे प्रैक्टिस मत करो, बैठे हुए मैडम सर, बट आगे काम आ सकता है. I said, sir, uncle, the first reason is that I have a very good job as a manager in a multinational company on a good salary. It's a good reason. Because parents, dads who want security and good job, so, okay. Uncle, second reason. I come from a very cultured family. Parents are educated and they work in good jobs. They are very settled family. Good reason, because dads want to also get married to a cultured family who's good. So बहुत important होता है, right? Third one is that, uncle, I don't have any bad habits. तो मेरा ना कभी वो, not that it's bad, but I never just smoke or drink or लड़कियों के किसी चक्कर नहीं था. So these are good habits, typically what dads like. I sit and stopped and I said, I have got it. Now my other person will come and hug me, and with the tears in his eyes, beta, I was looking for a son-in-law like you. That never happened. Because immediately he said, okay, now I have 3 questions for you. I was not prepared for it. ये कहाँ से आ गया? Because my sales speech did not have that. I thought sales speech is done. Beta, first question. Do you speak Telugu? The girl was a Telugu. And I don't speak Bengali. I said, uncle, no, I don't speak Telugu. So score 0 out of 1. Second question. Are you a vegetarian?
No.
I am not a vegetarian. But they were. The girl's family was a vegetarian. It's a big deal for them. I am not. So 0 out of 2. Last one तो शायद कम से कम तो भी मिल जाएगा, होना चाहिए. एक तो गोल कर दूं. Last one was the most deadliest. He said, are you a Brahmin? Now देखो, non-veg छोड़ सकता हूँ लड़की के लिए, तेलुगु सीख सकता हूँ, यार ब्राह्मण कैसे पैदा हो जाऊँ? Then he said, get lost. Of course, then I worked on my selling skills for 3 years. After 3 years, I again pitched, and today I am married to this beautiful lady for the last 20 years. We have a daughter. What I'm saying is that coming out of comfort zone, doing things that you are not doing, like sales, you don't want to do a sales job. Everything that you do is sales. In HR, your job is actually a sales job. A lot of it. When you are interviewing somebody, you're selling yourself. Right? So it is, don't be scared about doing something because I can't do it. In fact, you should do it more because you can't do it. If you want to learn cooking, how will you learn? By cooking. Not by watching a Ranveer Bras channel. You cannot become a singer by watching Arijit Singh. You have to sing and sing badly. You want to be a public speaker? How did I become a public speaker? Because I am not born, nobody is born public speaker, because I came and I failed and I failed and I failed and got improved it. Even today when I do it, I'll go back and reflect and see what could I have done better and do it better next time. You have to come and do it. The only way you can get something, do something is by embracing failures, anything for that matter. Okay, so that is where I thought you should definitely do it. So again, that was my last message. Make sure you know yourself very, very well. Okay, knowing yourself, answer those 4 questions. Personal branding, make sure that you have that one, complete the sentence that, yeah. As that, if how I remembered. And the third thing is that your list of failures have to be bigger than list of your CV. If you can do that, that is the beginning of your transformation from an iPhone, from a Nokia phone to an iPhone, from an espresso to a Land Rover, because that is how you'll make the most out of your MBA journey, because what you have done really is the best decision of your life was choosing MBA. What you will do right now is really at your hands. You have to make it count. Right? So this is where your journey starts. Again, I started with a round of applause for you. Do that once more, because this is how you can make it big. Okay, it is up to you right now. Hopefully if I come back in 2 years' time and I meet all of you, I'll see you very different from now on. And that is the power of a management course, which can change you. But if you do these things, it don't happen to you automatically. If you do these things, it will happen. Alright, that was the end of my monologue. I didn't have a PowerPoint, but I hope you could connect to some of it. But I'm sure you may have some questions. Also ask questions that can make me uncomfortable. As I tell you, you don't have to agree with what I said, but if you have any questions, apart from what I spoken, other things, we can take that as well.
We didn't realize the time. Yeah.
Oh, did I overshoot the time?
No, we didn't realize. We were so mesmerized with the entire
Okay.
story without a presentation. We just loved it. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. इसमें बोला दिल से बात करेंगे, दिल से, नो पावरपॉइंट. इतना दूर से हैदराबाद से आया हूँ यार, दिल से नहीं बात करेंगे तो कैसे करेंगे? हैदराबाद के लोग थोड़े दिलदारी होते हैं, मतलब मस्त रहते हैं हम लोग. हाँ जी, you had a question, yes. हाँ, I think others may not be able to hear, but is there a mic we can hand it over to her? I can hear you, but benefit of others.
So actually, I just want to know, like you said, you need to know your strength and weakness. So what it happens, if you are a recruiter, you are interviewing us. Surely you see, like, yeah, this person is very good, and then they said that, yeah, like for example, I have a weakness, and that too is my strength only. Like I have an instant, and I believe that, and I do. But what it feels like if some other person says me like, this is your weakness, and whatever you feel you do, it's not might go with our patient.
Yeah.
So at that time, what we should do in our next interview, because you know that you have messed up the first interview.
Yeah.
So you should be true to yourself, or you should go with the company's vision, or you should think like, yeah, I need to give answer to interviewer so that I can hire.
Yeah. No, you should be absolutely true to yourself. You can say what is your weakness, like you said, but maybe in the way you said it is different. If you just say I do what I feel like doing sometimes, rather than saying that, I'll say the same thing but give an example. When you are told that what is a weakness, you don't need to give a one word. That's the mistake we do. Okay, just one word saying that and typical is that I'm bad at time management. I trust people so easily. Very chat GPT answer.